This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. Governor General Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Pinling is off to London for an investiture at Buckingham Palace on Tuesday. At that time, Her Excellency will receive her award of Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St. Michael and St. George. Also while in London, Dame Marguerite will pay a courtesy call on Her Excellency Queen Elizabeth II on Friday. Oswald Ingram will serve as Deputy Governor General until she returns to the country on Friday of next week. In other news, the telecommunications sector is set to expand soon as we await government's approval on a new wireless service provider. Although BTC's monopoly on services ended earlier this year, the company's CEO Leon Williams says there will still be more to be done before they can say that they are ready for competition. Genea Noel-Ferguson reports.
BTC CEO Leon Williams underscored the crucial role BTC plays in the country, which he believes will become more important as the country's only wireless telecommunications provider prepares for competition.
BTC poses a national security risk to the Bahamas. Take it from me. It is a serious national security risk. And when you start doing that by putting it into the hands of foreigners, and then you got Bahamians who's sitting down and saying, boy, I can't wait for Digicel to come. Digicel is owned by one person by the name of Dennis O'Brien, 94%. He declared a dividend last year to himself of $650 million. How much more money you can send outside the country in the name of jobs?
His comments came during the opening of a BTC store in Harbor Island on Wednesday. The telecommunications market opened for liberalization in April of this year, but a competitor has not yet been selected. Williams says that BTC must now buckle up as competition is on the way.
The government has another obligation in 2016 to give another plane a flight here in the Bahamas. 214 and 216. So the possibility exists that BTC could have two competitors, not just one.
To that end, the CEO said BTC's employee must do more for its customers. This as BTC is also looking to increase its product offerings.
Try to get the network straight. You've been suffering for 20 years with one television provider. Come next year, we're going to start doing IPTV. So BTC 779 crew got to get this plane in shape. In shape. This plane got to be worthy, got to be flying smooth, it got to be flying with cheap, not cheap gas, inexpensive gas, but it got to be fuel efficient. Whether we got to go to solar power, what kind of power, this kind of power, but we got to get our efficiencies down packed to be competitive. Otherwise, that someone is going to come here and eat our lunch.
Genea Noel-Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Well, delegates attending the Caribbean Water Conference attended an award ceremony last evening at the Atlantis Resort. Jared Higgs tells us that during the event, a new president for the Regional Water Association was installed.
The Caribbean Water and Wastewater Association ended its 23rd annual conference in a festive spirit, and as the association installed a new president, Miami native Jason Johnson, the outgoing president O'Reilly Lewis says he's proud of the progress the association made during his tenure.
Over the last 2 years, the organization has grown. Over the last 5 years, even before my time, has grown significantly, and it's been an honor to be part of it.
The incoming president, Jason Johnson, has roots in Trinidad and Tobago. As he accepted his new responsibilities, he says he hopes to take the association to new heights.
I'm extremely excited about the opportunity and the prospects to lead this organization in a new direction. There are a lot of challenges ahead of us, but recognizing the resources and the people associated with the organization, I think we can help the water and waste sectors of the Caribbean to make sure that they can get past the challenges that they encounter today and those that we foresee being encountered in the future.
Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Brave Davis and other ministers responsible for water throughout the region were also on hand for the occasion. Mr. Davis encouraged his fellow leaders to be vigilant in the face of challenges.
Those of us who are presently involved in the high-level sessions must develop strategies and long-term solutions to address water supply, pollution, and climate change. All of us have roles to play in national development and the codependent regional development.
The conference officially comes to a close on Saturday. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Hundreds of students from public and private sector learning more about alternative dispute resolution today. They got tips from local and international experts on making wise choices.
Jimenita Swain tonight tells us that entertainers also had positive messages in songs for the teen. This was just one of the many activities tied to Mediation Week activities.
A cross-section of students from the private and public schools in the capital lined benches at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym for an intervention of sorts. The Urban Renewal Peace Ambassadors, along with officials of the International Association of Mediators, appealed for teachers to send them students that they had challenges with.
To send 20 students who are giving problems, disruptive and stopping the flow of learning and process, to send them here to us. We cannot any longer leave them alone, but we must lead them into paths of excellence.
Urban Renewal Peace Ambassadors Program Chair Ruby Ann Darling said she wanted students to know that they're here to make a difference and not to cause trouble. Youth and Family Specialist Pastor Dave Burrows said he had a simple message for students: to choose their associations wisely.
Who you associate with influences your destiny, and your choices have consequences. So I was telling them also that, friends are like elevators. They can take you to the top or they can drag you to the bottom. And in life, you need elevator friends. You need friends that increase your value, because if you take on friends who are liabilities, all they do is bring you down, and they can cause you to end up somewhere where you don't want to be.
Mediator Dr. Ralph Steele told students to face bullies with kindness, maintaining their self-respect, and report the matter to authorities.
You as a young person, you have the value and the worth of a princess if you're a girl, as a prince if you're a young man, and with that, take it at heart and become a leader and not a follower, and then thereby you can become and prevent bullying, but also contribute again to society and be a great person.
The workshop was one of the activities tied to the Mediation Week, which officially kicks off Sunday. International Coordinator for Mediation Week, Kashina Marshall, said they've also asked churches to play a part.
Sunday, which is the 12th, we have engaged the Christian Council and other churches in the Bahamas to focus their message on conflict resolution and peace.
Officials hope that these at-risk teens use the skills that they gather today to make better decisions in the future. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Still talking about the young people, the youth cooperative movement in the Bahamas is on the rise. Since its conclave in February, cooperative officer Quinton Percentie says the total number of school cooperatives throughout the Bahamas has increased from 8 to 11. It's a tremendous feat, as officials have been pushing to expand the youth arm of the Cooperatives League to expose as many young people to the idea of savings as possible. There are more than 400 students involved in the junior arm, and so far, officials say the young people have racked up more than $30,000.
It's very important for young people to think about savings and the average of thrift at a very, very early age. According to the Central Bank ran the statistics that the average Bahamian have some little over $1,000 saved in their regular savings account. But those who are members of a cooperative credit union, the average saving, if you do the math, is some over $8,000. So the affinity to save in the cooperative movement credit union is greater if you are involved in the cooperative. So we are trying to get the young people think about savings while they are in school, and also business practices and principles.
Percentie was speaking at the annual Schools Cooperative Conference, where representatives from schools here in New Providence and a number of family islands were present. Safyha Bryan of Central Eleuthera High School is a young cooperative who is encouraging her peers to make a wise choice to secure their future.
Well, it's very important as young people for us to be able to come up with a business plan, because at the end of the day, once we graduate, we're going to be able to support ourselves. And so it's good to get in the mindset young. So as you get older, it just becomes a part of your natural environment, and it's not something new you have to learn.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.